Okay, so debate, fantasy fight, Mike Tyson, Tyson Fury. So first off, just from a resume standpoint, I think Mike Tyson is pretty clearly ahead of Tyson Fury as of today. Mike Tyson was the undisputed champion. He had more big victories than Fury. I think that as of today, he is greater than him. However, if Fury did defeat Usyk, I would probably say that Fury has surpassed Mike Tyson from an all-time standpoint. But we're not talking about resume. We're just talking about head-to-head. Now, when you talk head-to-head, a lot of people, they try to bring up resume. They try to bring up, oh, but this guy beat this guy. Oh, but this guy beat that guy. Oh, but he would have beaten this and that, and he lost this. None of that stuff is really relevant unless that fighter who he beat or lost to is similar to the fighter that we're comparing. So styles make fights, and if, let's say, you bring up a guy like, okay, Mike Tyson, he knocked out, he knocked out Trevor Berbick. Okay, but what does that have to do with him fighting Tyson Fury? Nothing to do with that. So in a head-to-head fight, I think what gives Mike Tyson trouble are guys that jab very well, have very good lateral movement, can occasionally push him back, and guys that are able to fight on the inside. You saw it in the Buster Douglas fight. You saw it in the fight versus James Tillis. You saw it in the fight versus Mitch Green, Tony Tucker. Even though those guys didn't beat Mike Tyson, they went the distance with Mike Tyson. Those kind of styles always gave Mike Tyson trouble. And Tyson Fury does all the things that I just said. He jabs great, very good footwork and lateral movement, very tall, could fight on the inside, could back Mike up. I really don't see how Mike Tyson wins this fight. I think Fury would win pretty easily, to be completely honest with you. I think Fury is probably the worst matchup in the history of boxing for Mike Tyson. And I think that Mike Tyson's, a lot of what he would want to do would be non-effective, especially if he tries to land an uppercut, because Fury's almost a foot taller than this guy. So I don't really see what he's doing. He's going to do like a jump uppercut or something. I don't really see how this is effective. Oh, but what do you mean? Deontay Wilder almost knocked him out. Yeah, but Deontay Wilder, he's 6'7", and he's got a long reach. He could hit him like that. Mike Tyson's a short guy. I don't see Mike Tyson getting within range. I think it would probably be a unanimous decision for Tyson Fury or a late stoppage if it was a 15-round fight. I think that Tyson Fury is the worst stylistic matchup in history for Mike Tyson. And I think also he's a little bit mentally strong, where I don't think he would be intimidated by Mike Tyson from the physical pressure that Mike Tyson brings, and also the mental pressure of, oh my God, it's Mike Tyson. I don't see Tyson Fury doing that. I think Tyson Fury would have won that fight. But a lot of people, they won't say that because Tyson Fury's current, and there's a lot of worship with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's, become this biblical figure that in his prime, which only lasted for about 3.5 years, he was unbeatable, even though he never fought another great heavyweight. It's a lot of, fantasy with Mike Tyson, and I think he kind of, people go a little bit overboard with him. So, yeah, that's my pick. I think Tyson Fury would beat Mike Tyson in a fantasy fight.